Good morning, students. I welcome you in today's online class. Today, our topic is linear equation in two variables. This topic you studied in class 9th also. Let's recall the things which you studied in class 9th. That basic definition, linear equation in two variables. Any equation written in the form of ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0, b is not equal to 0 simultaneously. They cannot be equal to 0 at the same time. One by one they can be 0, and a comma b comma c are real numbers. Graphically, a linear equation in two variables represents a straight line. Solution of a linear equation, how you can define it? Any pair of real numbers x comma y, one value of x and one value of y, which satisfies the equation is called the solution of the linear equation in two variables. Graphically, graphical meaning of a solution of linear equation in two variables is represented by a point on the line. If any point which lies on the line is known as the solution of the equation. A line is a collection of many points. So therefore, a line contains many points. Therefore, a linear equation has infinitely many solutions. So whenever you plot a line, we get infinitely many solutions. But in class 10th, we are going to study about pair of linear equations. Pair means you'll have two equations of the similar type. The first one is a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0 is known as linear equation in two variables. Now let's understand the layout of the chapter, what we are going to study here in class 10th with the help of a flowchart. We are going to study about the methods to solve linear equation in two variables. Two basic methods are there. One is graphical method. On graphical method, exercise 3.1 and 3.2 are based. And on algebraic methods, three exercises are based. There are three algebraic methods. First is by substitution, by elimination, and by cross multiplication. And then we have to solve some word problems, some statement questions on these topics. Now in pair of linear equations, let's understand when we solve what type of answers we get, what type of solutions we'll get graphically. All of you are familiar with graph. Now when you are having one equation, you have one line. But when you're having two equations, you'll be having two lines. So we are studying pair of linear equations. a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. So there are three possibilities when you draw a graph. The two lines which we plot on the graph, they can intersect. Now when we are talking about solutions, we only see the common points. How many common points are there in the two lines? If there is one common point, it will have one solution. If it is having two common points, it will have two solutions. So let's see. Now, when the lines are intersecting, they have only one common point. So these are intersecting lines, and intersecting lines have one unique solution. Unique means only one solution, one value of x and one value of y. And they fall in the category of consistent equations. Remember, they are consistent equations. Second, if the lines are overlapping, both the lines are coming at the same place. So a line is having infinitely many points. The other line will also have infinitely points. So overlapping lines will have infinitely many solutions. And infinitely many solutions, they are having a solution, and they also fall in the category of consistent equations. In the third type of solution, we can have parallel lines in parallel lines we don't have any common point, so there is no solution, so they fall in the category of inconsistent equations. Now in the previous flowchart we came to know about the types of solutions only after plotting the graph. If we want to know in advance that what type of lines we are going to get, how can we judge before solving the question? So you can judge it by only seeing the coefficients of the equations. You have to take the ratio of the coefficients of the equation. That means you have to take the ratio of the coefficient of x, coefficient of y, and the constant terms. And on the basis of those, you can identify what type of lines are they are having. So these type of solutions we can say we can find out by algebraically. So if when you're calculating the ratios of the coefficients of x, that is a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2, and c1 upon c2, if the first two ratios a1 upon a2 is not equal to b1 upon b2, so this is a condition for unique solution. And unique solution will have what type of lines? Intersecting lines, and they fall again in the bracket of consistent equations. Now if all the ratios a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2, c1 upon c2 are equal, then they'll have infinitely many solutions. The lines are overlapping. We have to connect both the things, infinitely many solutions, and what type of lines we're having? Infinite lines are overlapping, so they also fall in the bracket of consistent equations. Third, if the first two ratios are equal but they are not equal to the third one, then they represent a no solution, and in terms of no solution will have parallel lines, and they fall in the category of inconsistent equation. So students, you have to remember both the flow charts, and if by remembering these both the flow charts, you can clearly distinguish between what type of solutions you will get algebraically as well as graphically. Now students, we have learned two new terms in the flowchart. One is consistent and one is inconsistent. Let's define those two terms. Consistent equations, a pair of linear equations in two variables having at least one solution. It can have one solution or it can have more solutions. So two types of solutions come under this category. One is unique solution and one is infinitely many solution. Inconsistent, a pair of linear equations in two variables having no solution is known as inconsistent equations. So the parallel lines or no solution come under this category. Now there is one more term which is used in a textbook, that is the system of equations having infinitely many solutions are known as dependent equations. So remember about the dependent equations having infinitely many solutions. So let's study few applications of the solutions, types of solutions which I've studied in the flowchart. So the first equation is x minus 2y equal to 3. The second equation is 2x plus 3y equal to 4. Remember, the equations should be in the standard form, and the term of x should be in front of term of x, the term of y should be in front of term y, and the constant. Now you have to take the ratios of the coefficients of x, coefficients of y, and the constant terms. So let's see what are the ratios. a1 upon a2 1 by 2, b1 upon b2 minus 2 by 3, and c1 upon c2 is 3 by 4. So let's see what type of relation it will have from the flowchart. So A1 upon A2 is not equal to B1 upon B2. So this condition is for unique solution, and unique solution represents intersecting lines, and the system of equations are consistent. Let's understand one more application. Now the two equations are x plus y equal to 2 and 2x plus 2y equal to 4. Now again, if you take the ratios, a1 upon a2 is 1 by 2, b1 upon b2 is again 1 by 2, c1 upon c2 again 1 by 2. Now if you see the relation, all the ratios are equal. So it will represent infinitely many solutions. Therefore, the lines are overlapping. Therefore, the equations are consistent. Now, one more application. 2x plus 3y equal to 7. Third, 4x plus 6y equal to 3. Now, we'll take the ratio of the coefficients of x, coefficients of y and the constant terms. So, ratios are a1 upon a2 is 1 by 2, b1 by b2 is 1 by 2 and c1 by c2 is 7 by 3. So, in this example, the first two ratios are equal, but the third one is not equal. So, it will represent a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is not equal to c1 upon c2. So, it will represent the condition for no solution. So, equation will have no solution, and the type of lines will have parallel lines, and the type of solution or equations, type of equations will have inconsistent. So with these three applications, we have learned how to check what type of solution the equations will have, whether it will have unique solution, whether it will have no solution, it will have infinitely many solutions. So now we'll learn the graphical method also in the next video. You can try exercise 3.2 with this concept. In this video, we will learn about graphical method. We'll learn how to solve the equations by drawing the graphs. So let's learn by taking one or two questions. Let's take a question. Show graphically the given system of equations x minus y equal to 4, x plus y equal to 10 has unique solution. Now we'll draw the graph of the equations. Now the first equation is x minus y equal to 4. Now we'll make a table. We'll try to find out the solutions. Let y equal to 0, x minus 0 equal to 4. So when you're taking the value y equal to 0, x is coming equal to 4. If you take x equal to 0, then the answer of y comes out to be minus 4. If you take y equal to 3, then the answer for x is 7. So here is the table: 4 and 0, 0 and minus 4, 7 and 3. This is the table for the first equation. You have learned how to make the table in class 9th also. So let's draw the similar type of table for equation second. The second equation is x plus y equal to 10. Now if you take x as 0, so if you solve 0 plus y equal to 10, so y equal to 10. So in the table we can write down 0 and 10. Similarly, you take y equal to 0, calculate the value of x. This is 10 and 0. Y equal to 2, then the value of x is 8. So remember, when you're plotting the graph, you must find out three values. In your textbook, it is given with two values. So with three values, it is comfortable and it is easy to plot, or more accuracy is there. So now let's plot this graph on the graph sheet. Let's plot the first table. Now 4, 0. 4, 0. Now all of you know where is 4, 0. These are the axes. This is y-axis. This is x-axis. Now the scale which you have chosen, which you have selected here, is 10 small divisions equal to 2 units. Look here, there are 10 divisions here, and we have marked as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Similarly on these sides. Now the first table is 4 and 0. So 4 and 0 is here. You write on 4, comma 0. The second is 0, comma minus 4. So 0, comma minus 4 is x is 0. So it is here. This is 0, comma minus 4. The third one is 7, comma 3. 7 lies between, x is 7. So 7 is between 6 and 8. And 3 is between 2 and so here this is 7 and 3. Now you join the lines, points. You'll find that they will make a straight line like this. Now plot the second table also. This is 0 and 10. X is 0 and y is 10. So it is on the positive axis of y-axis. You plot here. This is 0 and 10. Then x is 10 and y is 0. So it is on this axis. 10, comma 0. 8, comma 2. This is 8 and this is your 2. So now you again join the points. So you'll get a straight line. Now we found that the two lines are intersecting. The two lines are intersecting. This is for equation 1. This is for equation 2. Now both the lines are intersecting at one point. So the equations will have unique solution. Lines are intersecting. Therefore, unique solution. They are intersecting at x at equal to 7 and y equal to 3. So x equal to 7 and y equal to 3. So when it is written solve the equation, you have to mention the values of x and y also. With graphical method, we'll take one more question. Show graphically the given system of equations 2x plus 4y equal to 10 and 3x plus 6y equal to 12 has no solution. Now we'll make the table of these equations one by one and then we'll plot the table on the graph. Now the first equation 2x plus 4y equal to 10. Now shift 2x to this side, find out the value of y. The value of y comes out to be 5 minus x upon 2. Now you start substituting the value of x and the corresponding value of y will come out. And if you substitute the values of x as 1, the value of y will come out to 2. If you substitute the value of x as 3, the value of y is 1. If you substitute the value of x as 5, the value of y is 0. Now similarly for the second equation 3x plus 6y equal to 12. Take out the value of y equal to 12 minus 3x upon 6, which reduces to y equal to 4 minus x upon 2. Now again you start substituting the values of y, the x, and you'll get the corresponding value of y. If you take x as 2, the value of y is 1. If you take x as 0, the value of y is 2. If you take the value of x as 4, the value of y is 0. Now we have found both the tables for the equations. Now we'll plot them one by one on the graph sheet. Now here we have taken x-axis, this is x-axis and this is a y-axis. The scale along x-axis and y-axis is 10 small divisions equal to 1 unit. Look here, there are 10 small lines between 0 and 1. So these 10 small division is written as 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On this side also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let's plot the tables one by one on the graph sheet. The first table is 1 and 2. X is 1 and y is 2. X is 1 and y is 2. The point is coming here, 1 and 2. Second is 3 and 1. X is 3 and y is 1. So the point comes at this place. This is 3 and 1. The next one is 5 and 0. X is 5 and y is 0. So this point will lie on the x-axis. So it is 5, 0. Now you join them. You'll find that all the 3 points are coming on the straight line. When all the 3 points are coming on the straight line, that means your solutions are correct. Now this is a line for equation number 1. Now we'll plot the second table, x equal to 2 and y equal to 1. X equal to 2 and y equal to 1. This will come here. Next is x is 0 and y is 2. So it will come here. Two, 0, 2. 4, 0. X is 4. Now this is 4, 0. Now you join these 3 points, you'll again get a straight line. Now when you join them, a straight line will come. Now this is the line for equation number 2. Now in the graph, both the lines are parallel. So they don't have a common point. So there is no solution of the equations. So no common point. Therefore, equations have no solution. Now, after learning the graphical method, we'll see what type of questions we get in the exams. So here we'll take up one previous year board exam question. It is a 4-marker question. The question is, draw the graph of the equations x minus y plus 1 equal to 0, 3x plus 2y minus 12 equal to 0. Find the area and vertices of the region bounded by these lines and x-axis or y equal to 0. The other name for x-axis is y equal to 0. Remember this thing. For y-axis, x equal to 0. Now, for the first equation, x minus y plus 1 equal to 0. Now, you take out the value of x minus 1 plus y. Now, the value of x is dependent on y. You start supposing the values of y, you will get the corresponding values of x. So, if I take the value of y as 0, the value of x will come out to be minus 1. Now, if you take the value of y as 1, the value of x is 0. Similarly, if you substitute the value of y as 3, the value of x comes out to be 2. Similarly, we'll make a table for the second equation, 3x plus 2y equal to 12. Now, the value of x will be 12 minus 2y upon 3. Now, the value of x is dependent on value of y. So, start substituting the value of y and try to get the corresponding value of x. Now, if you substitute the value of y as 6 and if you calculate, the answer for x is going to come as 0. If you take the value of y as 0, the value of x will come out to be 4. If you substitute the value of y as 3, the value of x will be 2. So, we had made two tables, one for the first equation and one for the second equation. You are familiar how to make the tables in class 9th. Now, we'll plot these points on the graph. So, in this graph, this horizontal line is known as x-axis, this vertical line is known as y-axis. Again, the scale which you have selected here, 10 small division we have taken as 1 unit. This is again 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Similarly on the y-axis also. Now, let's plot the table one by one. Let's plot the first table. For the first equation, the first value is minus 1 and 0. So, x is minus 1. So, x is minus 1 on the left side, minus 1 and 0. Then 0 comma 1, x is 0 and y is 1. The point will come here, 0 comma 1. The third one is 2, 3, x equal to 2 and y equal to 3. So, 3 is on the positive side. So, you go upwards, plot it, you will get this one, 2, 3. Now, join all the 3 points, you will get a straight line. So, this is the equation for the, this is a line for the first equation. Similarly, you plot the second table, that is 6 comma 0. X is 0 and y is 6. So, it will come on the y-axis. It will be here, 0 comma 6. Next is 4 comma 0. So, 4 comma 0, x is 4 and y is 0. It will come on x-axis. 2, 3, x is 2 and y is 3. Again, the point is here. Join them. All the 3 points will lie on the same straight line. Now, these two lines are intersecting at one point. So, they will have a unique solution. Now, you have to find out the area and vertex of the region bounded by these two lines. One is this line, second is this line, and third line you have to take as a x-axis. So, you can shade it like this. Now, you want to find out the vertices. Name this as A, this is B, this is C. So, vertices can be written as vertices A as 2 comma 3, B as minus 1 comma 0 and C as 4 comma 0. Now, area of triangle, because the figure is a triangle, half base into height. So, we have to count the number of divisions, half base into height. So, base is BC. So, count the gaps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, base is 5 and altitude, this is your height. So, you count the number of divisions, 1, 2, 3, or you can see the corresponding distance on y-axis. So, this line is representing 3 units. So, into 3, this is 15 upon 2, that is equal to 7.5 square units. So this type of question will get in the board exams. Now practice more graphs of this type, and in the next class we'll learn about more methods. Thank you. In the previous video we learned about graphical method, how to solve the equations by making the graphs. Now we are going to learn how to solve the linear equation in two variables with the help of algebraic methods. You are familiar with the names we have studied in the flow chart. The types of algebraic methods. There are three types of algebraic methods. One is substitution method, another is elimination method, and the third one is cross multiplication method. Now we'll learn them one by one. In this class we are going to learn only one, that is substitution method. Now substitution means to replace. Now here the equations are there that we can replace the variables only, one variable by another variable. Now as you have seen in sports also, when a player gets injured, he or she is replaced by another player, by a substitute. So similarly here you will be provided with two equations in two variables, and from there you have to replace the variables. So let's take one or two examples to understand the method. The first equation is x plus y equal to 14. The second equation is x minus y equal to 4. Now what I'll do, I'll take out the value of x from the first equation. You can take the value of y also, that is your choice. Now from 1, x plus y equal to 14. Now shift y to this side, x equal to 14 minus y. Now substitute this value in the second equation. Don't substitute this value in the first equation. Remember this thing. So if you are taking out the value from the first, then you have to substitute in the second. If you are taking out the value from the second, then you have to substitute in the first. So when you substitute, you'll get the expression 14 minus y equal to 4. The value of y after calculation comes out to be 5. So now we'll replace, or we'll substitute this value of y equal to 5 in the first equation. Now when you replace 5 in place of y, you'll get an expression of the type x plus 5 equal to 14. Now you can calculate the value of x, that comes out to be 9. Therefore x equal to 9 and y equal to 5 are the solutions of the given equations. So we have found out the solution of the equations with the help of algebraic method. Let's take one more example. The equation is given to you, the coefficients are in decimals. 0.2x plus 0.3y equal to 1.3. Now let's eliminate these decimals by changing them into fractions. 2 upon 10 plus 3 upon 10y equal to 13 upon 10. Now you take the LCM, the 10s will cancel out, the equation reduces to the simplest form, that is 2x plus 3y equal to 13. Similarly, we can reduce the second equation also in the simplest form by changing them into fractions. So this is the second equation. Now it is now my choice whether I want to take the value from the first equation or from the second equation. So what I'll do, I'll take out the value of x from the first equation. So you shift 3y to this side, so you'll get 13 minus 3y. The value of x comes out to be 13 minus 3y upon 2. So put the value in the second equation. You have taken out the value of x from the first. Now then you have to put that value in the second. Don't put that in the first again. So when you replace that value in the second, in place of x, 4 into x, that is 4 into 13 minus 3y upon 2 plus 5y equal to 23. So if you simplify this, you'll get this type of expression. From here you can calculate the value of y. So y comes out to be 3. Now put this value y equal to 3 in any of the equations, first or second. It is your choice. So let's put the value in the first equation. So in place of y, you substitute 3. So here the expression becomes 2x plus 3 into 3 equal to 13. So 2x plus 9 equal to 13. So x comes out to be 4. So we have found out both the values of x and y. So therefore the solution of the equation is x equal to 2 and y equal to 3. So remember children, these methods, algebraic methods, are only applicable to the equations those have unique solution. Now we will learn few more questions on substitution method for better understanding. Now let's take one more example. The equation is s minus t equal to 3, s upon 3 plus t upon 2 equal to 6. Now here the variables are s and t. Now we have to calculate the value of s and t. So the second equation is not in standard form. We'll eliminate the fractions by taking the LCM, and after cross multiplying we'll get the 2s plus 3t equal to 36. Now from the first equation you take out the value of s. By transposing t to other side, s comes out to be 3 plus t. Now substitute this value of s here in the second equation. So it is 2 into s. So in place of s I'll replace this value. So after this, when you substitute, the expression becomes 2 into 3 plus t plus 3t equal to 36. The value of t comes out to be 6. Now substitute this value of t in equation 1 or equation 2. It is your choice to calculate the value of s. Now when you substitute the value of t equal to 6 in 1, because here it is easy to calculate, so the value of s comes out to be 9. So therefore s equal to 9 and t equal to 6 is the solution of the equation. Now let's take one more question. This is question number 2 of exercise 3.3. Now here two equations are given to you. 2x plus 3y equal to 11, 2x minus 4y equal to minus 24. Now what you can do, you have to solve these two equations and find out the values of x and y. Then you have to substitute these values of x and y in the third equation, y equal to mx plus 3, to calculate the value of m. So let's solve these two equations with the help of substitution method. So the first equation is given to you. The second is also 2x minus 4y equal to minus 24. But now from the first equation take out the value of x. You can take out the value of x from the second also and substitute that in the first. So that is your choice. You can take out the value from any of the equations. So I'll take the value from the first one. So value of x is 11 minus 3y upon 2. Now substitute this value of x in the second one. Now here it is 2 into x. So 2 multiplied by x. So here in place of x you have to replace this value 11 minus 3y upon 2. So the expression becomes 2 into 11 minus 3y upon 2. This 2 and 2 will cancel out, and on further simplification you will get 11 minus 7y minus 24, and the value of y equal to 5. Now substitute this value of y equal to 5 in second equation here or in the first equation. So you'll get the value of x. The value of x comes out to be 2x equal to minus 4 and x equal to minus 2. Now we have found out the values of x and y. Now we'll substitute these two values of x and y in the third equation, which is x and y are also a solution of the third equation. So when you substitute the values, in place of y you can write on 5, in place of x you can write down minus 2 and simplify. You'll get the value of m as a minus 1. So this type of question can be asked in the exams. So practice more questions from exercise 3.3. Now in the next class we are going to learn about the other two methods, that is elimination method and the cross multiplication method, and also we'll learn some statement sums, how to tackle the word problems in the next class. Thank you.